Alright.
Hey,
Oh,
hello.
fucking hell, who are you?
Yeah, it's been a little while. But big things happening.
Yeah, you've had a busy fucking few well, yeah, I should say.
Yeah, it has been. But we had a busy Friday night last night, and we went and watched the new Jigsaw film.
Yeah.
Which was really good. So we're going to do a little recap and sort of mini review.
Yeah.
What we thought of it.
Just like first impressions. We've only seen it once.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll do a main review maybe at some point in the future.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is just a little recap, and we'll make it spoiler free to begin with. But
yeah,
there
when we
will
hit
be
spoiler stuff, we'll give a warning.
Yeah, we'll do a warning when we get to spoiler territory, because it's a Saw film. They're going to be spoilers.
Yeah. So, I mean, overall, I really enjoyed it. It's not the best Saw film, but definitely not the worst.
That's pretty much the way I see it.
Yeah,
actually,
it's worth going to watch.
Yeah,
for sure.
I'm not sure it was worth the 7-year wait.
No, that was sort of the thing we both came away thinking was, it was kind of the same.
Yeah.
It didn't bring anything new to the table.
Yeah, I was really hoping for a big revival of the series. Like, oh, they do something phenomenal with it, and I'm like, oh yeah, now I'm looking forward to another one. But it was kind of...
Yeah, it wasn't.
It was just like another chapter that they could have done 7 years ago, and it wouldn't have been a big deal.
Yeah. So, I mean, I don't really know where to begin in terms of spoiler-freeness.
Yeah, that's why we kind of agreed that there would be spoilers at some point. But, well, basic premise, story is 10 years later. And there are bodies being found that seem to match Jigsaw's MO, which is weird, because he's meant to be dead.
Obviously you're watching the Jigsaw game as well, as it happens.
Yeah.
And so it's kind of...
It's pretty much how
he's figuring out if...
Well, it's like how most Saw movies
Jigsaw,
work, isn't it?
which obviously, as we know, Jigsaw's dead. Is it a copycat killer?
Or another accomplice.
Yeah, all that kind of stuff.
He just seems to have dozens of them on order.
Yeah. And yeah, it follows that story. It brings in a few people that are obviously there just to lead you into thinking.
Throw you off.
Yeah, throw you off. As all of them do. After you've watched the first few, then you do start to just suspect everyone. So, you know, that's the same kind of thing that happens in this.
Yep, pretty much.
I mean, can we talk about much else without giving spoilers?
There's a couple of things. Yeah, the effects, I suppose, they really linger on a lot of the gore effects.
Yeah.
Like, I noticed there's it's not really a spoiler because it's not like a big revelation, but like there's a bit where a guy gets half decapitated. Think like Final Destination. Sure, William Scott in that. Same deal, but whereas back then in like Final Destination, obviously the effects weren't as good. You saw him slice, the head comes off, and then that's it. You don't see much else.
Yeah.
Whereas on this one, they put him on that table and they keep looking at it.
Yeah, it's literally from here straight up.
Straight up.
You'd see like just the whole inside of his head, like various cavities. And
they linger on it. It's like they got it. I don't know whether it was probably like a mannequin they built, and they were really proud of it because you got a good look.
Oh, the one that got me was I don't want to say too much, but there's a bit where the guy's head just sort of falls apart like a flower opening up, and you see everything.
There was a great attention to detail, but that's probably the one effect I thought was a little bit cartoony. It reminded me of...
it didn't look how you'd have thought someone would have looked.
No.
Like that.
Think like a Terry's Chocolate Orange.
Yeah. Just
Do you know what it reminded me of? Because it was all like floppy and stuff. It reminded me a bit
flower of one of the bosses in Zelda.
Yeah, I was thinking video game. I was thinking of like Resident Evil 5. You know, when the Maginis, they got like the mouths on them. That's what it reminded me of a little bit.
Yeah.
That's the one. That was the one effect. Although it was a bit hokey, but the rest of the effects were pretty good.
I mean, the traps somehow were still fairly original in a way.
Yeah,
Some weren't.
there
Some were.
were a couple that were a little bit. They're not. I don't think overall they had the best traps. I don't think there were. There was
No,
probably one
it wasn't.
trap
There-
I think that was.
When we get to spoilers, there is kind of a reason that that could be. So we will mention that again.
Yeah, but I do
But-
think sometimes the traps are a little bit.
Yeah, because you've got to look at it as a new film, so you want to see some new interesting traps.
Well,
and
each
for it to-
film had like an iconic trap to it,
Yeah,
but I
there
think
wasn't in this.
this one didn't.
There was
I mean,
one that got talked
it did
about.
have one that they wanted, I think, to be an iconic thing, but the actual trap itself was a bit lame.
the easiest trap. You could have done that. This trap, you could have got out of it easily
Yeah.
without actually getting hurt at all. But somehow the idiots fuck it.
Yeah, I think that's the one they wanted people to remember the most. But I think it's not like the cube from Saw 5, and it's not like the. Well, I actually got to see a lot of those old classic ones again at some point, didn't we?
You do.
Well,
there
recreations.
there is nostalgia within the film. There's throwbacks to like traps, especially. There's one of the characters. Would that be too much of a spoiler to talk
Not
about her?
really. There's a fangirl character.
Yeah, there's a Jigsaw fangirl who has rebuilt some of the traps for her own collection,
Yeah.
kind of. So, yeah,
Interesting
you do
hobby.
see bits and bobs from that, don't you?
Yeah. Yeah.
Which
Yeah.
is fairly cool.
Oh, and the music is probably the only other spoiler-free thing
Yeah.
we can talk about. The music, Charlie Clouser, I think his name is, has come back to do it again. But he's done it differently, I noticed this time. The music
Yeah,
sounded...
it wasn't as sort of intense, wasn't it?
No, but
it
it
was
was
there.
more epic, though, if that
Yeah.
makes sense. Like, I think he knows that everyone looks forward to the theme, because he starts the film off with it. Like, straight away, even before the logo's playing.
It was kind of... It's there a few times throughout the film, but remixed in different
Yeah,
sort
different
of
ways.
ways.
I think I
Which
read
is quite
something.
nice.
Yeah, I think I read something about he was going to try and approach it in a slightly different way.
Yeah.
But had the classic themes all there. But yeah, it starts off with the classic theme, but played differently to what we normally hear it.
Yeah.
It was quite funny. I think we were sat in the back row, and there was a dude sat next to me with his girlfriend.
Yeah.
And as it was
In our
playing,
seats.
yeah,
Actually,
he was sat in my seat.
dickheads.
actually.
Had 15 seats in a row. So we picked those 2 seats,
Yeah.
smack bang in the middle, and they were on those exact 2 seats.
Yeah.
Asshole.
But the funny thing was, because I expected you to do this, and you didn't. You were sat on this side of me, and as the music was playing, maybe you didn't, I didn't hear, but it was the guy next to me on this side that heard go, which just made me giggle a little bit. But yeah, apart from that, oh, Billy's got light up eyes now,
Oh yeah,
which is creepy enough. Like
the
that.
clown.
Yeah.
If you didn't know who that was, it was the right. Well,
The-
the clown
the
is he? He's like
puppet,
a
isn't he?
mind
He's like a-
ventriloquist puppet thing.
He was supposed to be a toy for his son.
Yeah.
That's a weird
Which is
thought.
really creepy. It turns into the icon of a serial killer.
Yeah.
But one of the best serial killers.
Yeah.
So,
And the acting, I suppose, was part of the course.
yeah. Yeah.
A lot of screaming and a lot of CSI sort of
Yeah.
acting. Apart from that.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Okay,
That's
so
about all we can cover.
that's enough without spoilers.
So,
so
warning now.
Turn off now if you don't want to hear any.
So,
There we are.
they pulled a Saw 2.
They did. I wondered if they were doing it as we were watching it because it was the only explanation.
Yeah, save for there being a twin, or save for him somehow surviving a
Yeah.
saw blade through the neck.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, everyone goes in with the same thought, I think, oh, it's an apprentice. But then they start really suggesting that it's not, and
And
it is
it's
him.
actually him. And you just do for a bit, you question it yourself, but then
Yeah,
you
you
get
do
your
sort
old-
of think,
your old detective hat on, you think, hold on a minute,
yeah.
he's dead. 100%.
He's
He had
gotta
his
be.
chest cavity cut open.
That's what I mean. I kept replaying things like in
Yeah.
my head thinking, he's got to be dead. They
See,
cut it.
I
They
wondered,
cut him open.
yeah,
They,
I wondered if it was going to cut back to that scene and in the background it was going to be that doctor there and he'd changed some records or something like that.
yeah.
Because that was the only way I could see him maybe being alive. and because it even shows John Kramer.
Yeah, in probably what I consider to be the best scene of the film. It was for me when he reveals himself, and it's like, whoa, how the fuck? But there is a clue straight away in that scene. I clocked it, but I didn't think anything of it. Was he's bald with a little goatee? Yeah, which is how he looked in Saw 1. Yeah, which is as to what the big revelation ended up being. Yeah,
and so he appears, and obviously people playing through a game, and we're probably kind of going through the story now because obviously there's no spoilers. Bit of a talk, and it's mentioned the big trap that is meant to be the trap is mentioned as one that John used in a previous game that no one ever found out about. Mm-hmm. And then you see this trap throughout this game, and you think that obviously the copycat has
found it or discovered it.
And there's little things like there's clues all the way through that you're actually watching a different time. You're watching this game, but there's also another game going on of the new apprentice or copycat, however you want to call him, recreating the same game. So you're watching the police hunt from one game, but the view you're actually seeing of the game is John Kramer's game. Yeah. That no one's actually known of.
Which took place way before everything else.
10 years before, I think it was, wasn't it?
Well, it's the story itself, the present day story is 10 years after the final chapter. Yeah. So what we saw, the game we saw was right before Saw 1, it had to be. Yeah. Which basically means the entirety of the series takes place within 1 year.
Because,
like the 7 films are all within 1 year.
If you remember, there are clues all the way through that it was John and it was from the past. Because it's things like, in the first one, they all say about he likes to watch what's happening and going on and whatnot.
Yeah, that's
and there's a point where one of the players in Jigsaw's game falls, he traps his leg, and you see it as a video on a screen, and you think they've played a pre-recorded video, but it calls the guy who's fell through the floor by name, and you think there's no way he could have known that it was going to be that guy at that point who fell through. And in hindsight, it was a live voice feed.
Yeah.
So that links back to that point when Jigsaw could be there watching through, as opposed to...
Yeah, because that was the other thing that you had to piece together as well. Not only was his blood under the fingernails of the victims, but they also had the voice recording, which, I mean, you can sort of say, it's just the apprentice using a voice changer, but it's actually pieced together from his voice.
Yeah.
Voice recordings he's actually made
in the past, so that's why at the point when the voice gets tested matches. Yeah.
Yeah. It's basically a Saw 2 situation. Like in Saw 2, you think that what's going on with the police and what's going on with the game is happening together. It isn't. The game is already finished. They're watching back a playthrough.
Yeah. So the actual culprit in the end is, shock horror, another apprentice that we didn't know about.
Yeah. Logan, I think his name is.
Yeah, his name's Logan. He's actually the guy who fucked up the x-rays of Jigsaw's cancer with someone else's, so his cancer got caught late and he couldn't get saved.
Which is something they haven't mentioned before.
They never have, because I thought that, I was like, oh, I forgot about that.
No,
that's
a
revelation.
That's never been revealed that it was a late...
And he was actually in that first game of Jigsaw's, and was about to die, but Jigsaw decided he should actually live, and it wasn't fair of someone to die for an honest human mistake.
It was that, and also the fact that he wasn't awake for the rules. I think that was another part of it. Yeah. Because at the end of the day, if he'd have died at that point, that's not because he failed the game. That was because he wasn't really awake to hear what was going on. That would be no different to him killing him. Yeah. And Jigsaw doesn't kill, so he comes at it. Freaking, he's lucky enough that the ones got out of the room when they did, because if they'd have dawdled. Yeah. Leaving, the guy would have got shredded anyway.
Yeah.
He did get injured.
He did. He got cut all over his back.
But there is they do suggest as well, because you don't see him go into the saw blades. The camera sort of moves through the door. You just sort of see him turn his back to the blades, but then
Yeah.
when you see the body, the head's been cut off. And I did think at the time, I was like, I don't.
The thing is, when they showed that head cut off, it made no sense because the bucket wasn't cut in half.
No,
They had metal buckets on their head at this
yeah.
point, and they're chains around their neck.
I think the idea was it went through the slot.
But
that's the
it
bit
didn't.
that
It cut from there to there. It cut completely through his head. But
So-
the metal bucket was still intact on his head.
I think the idea is the saw blade was perfectly sized so it would go through the slot and it would go inside, but I did think it was weird because it was like the guy turned his back to the saw blade. I thought the thing was going to be that he just totally got shredded from behind.
Yeah.
So there is a clue there. I thought that was like a I don't know about that, but it ended up making sense in the end.
Yeah. It did. So yeah, the traps, they weren't brilliant, but going back to the apprentice thing, is they could just keep doing it. Oh, there's another apprentice we didn't know about. There's another apprentice we didn't know. It didn't even mention fucking what's his face from the 7th film.
It didn't mention
No relevance at all. He's
Lawrence
still
Gordon.
out there doing whatever he wants.
Lawrence Gordon was nowhere to be seen. I mean, Amanda and Hoffman make sense because they came along afterwards.
Yeah.
No, well, actually, no. Hoffman was before Amanda.
Yes, but
I think he was.
at the end of the 7th film, they're not around, are they?
No. I mean,
No.
I'm just thinking sort of in the prequel side of it.
Yeah.
Hoffman wasn't sort of mentioned or anything. It's just a bit like because Hoffman ends up being the main villain from 3 onwards because Amanda dies in 3 as well.
Yeah.
And he's sort of the big bad, and they just don't reference him at all.
No.
And you spend about 4 films
And
learning all about him.
The big revelation of the 7th film with Gordon is not even mentioned again.
Mm-hmm. I think maybe you see his name or something on like the documents and stuff because he's his doctor, but that's about it. You don't see him.
And that's it. So
there are some nice callbacks to previous traps
Yeah.
as well, like the shackles and the.
Yeah,
the minute you see that they're
See
putting
the
the shackles, you
shackles
think,
in that
ooh,
room.
is he good?
yeah.
The highlight of the film for me though was that one at the end when he hands them the shotgun and he puts the shell in the shotgun, and first thought I had was okay, does one of them have to shoot the other? But then I thought that's
he's
probably
not going to get
not
to that
gonna-
because then someone has to die. That's not Jigsaw. That's
not-
Hoffman.
Yeah, that's
Hoffman is where someone would have to die.
That was a Saw
Jigsaw's
6
not.
kind of game. Saw
Yeah.
6 was all about choosing who lives and who dies, whereas a Jigsaw trap isn't that. And I was like,
No.
okay, so it's the first thought I had, which means it's clearly wrong. There's
Yeah.
another way to win this game. I'll be honest, I didn't work it out that you had to take the shotgun
It's
shell
the
out.
throwaway line, isn't it? That it's just like, here's your key to
Here's the
freedom.
key to freedom.
Holding the shell.
Yeah.
Puts it in the gun.
Pops in the gun. I also didn't expect it to backfire, like actually when she fired the gun. But I knew
There was a point where she was holding it, and I kind of thought, hold on, to weigh out the good and the bad, he's not going to make you kill someone else.
No.
He's going to get you to kill yourself.
Yeah,
if
that
that
did, did cross my mind.
Because he's on about
I did think
the levels or something. I can't remember how he worded it. So
it was because it was a combination of the fact that it was like you're getting the message backwards, and he said something like he's given them a shotgun. Your first thought is, oh, that's to kill someone. Does he want it?
yeah,
Does he want you to aim at yourself or something?
Yeah.
It's like the whole free yourself thing. It's about interpreting the thing is, I think everyone in the cinema giggled when he says pull the lever to free yourself. Everyone's like, oh, we know what that means.
Yeah, there was a point I learned to carrot and I wondered whether or not it was just a straight
bluff.
double bluff because
Yeah.
the rules are the rules. No, it's very literal in Jigsaw, so pull it, free yourself.
Mm.
There was a part of me that thought maybe it would just free him, just to make a point of playing by the rules, if you like. But no, goes leg off.
Yeah,
So, yeah,
I think the one trap I did have a bit of an issue with, besides the spinny blade.
we
one.
didn't actually explain the
Oh yeah, so that one was basically
iconic
just
one that it obviously wanted.
a guy was just low. It's like a big cone, and the guy's lowered into the cone, but inside the cone is a big swirly blade. All he has
It
to
wasn't a
do.
blade. It was a heated. It was a heated tube, I thought.
Well, yeah.
Kind of thing that was like molten hot, well, not molten, but boiling hot.
I don't know if that was
thought.
just painted, but
It could have been.
but all he had to do was basically reach down and grab the he had to pull a brake, didn't he?
Yeah, there was a motorbike brake at the bottom, and it would lower him down. There was no movement or anything. It was the outside was spinning around him. He wasn't. He was getting lowered down the middle. He just had to go down, keep like that, and pull the brake, and it would let him out.
He actually touched it at one point.
Yeah. But there was no.
The thing was, she then interferes. She puts like a metal blade through the motorcycle that's running the track. Even then, you wouldn't just say, oh, you wouldn't just go, oh, I'm done. You'd still reach down and just pull that brake, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
I was like, do it now. do it now.
I had a bit of a problem with that.
But I mean,
and there was obviously, that's the thing. The traps that weren't great like that, and then the intricacies where you thought, oh, that doesn't quite work, whatever. But you forget it was Jigsaw's very first game.
Yeah.
He's still learning, if you like. Which
they were kind of like a practice run almost, weren't they?
Yeah. Which, yeah, it was cool though. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, it was good. I was like I was saying, it's by far not the worst Saw movie.
No, it's not at all.
I would still consider 1, 3, and 6 at least superior.
Yeah.
I'd maybe put it alongside 2, and then 4 and 5 underneath.
It kind of was 2.
That's what I mean. It was a lot like 2 because I mean, when you get the group, I always think that the group ones always come out a little bit weaker than the ones where they have just one person go through, because they're more focused. The one where it's one person. When you get the group ones, it can sometimes be a bit iffy. Like Saw 2 and Saw 5, I think, were the group ones.
Yeah,
I believe
2 was definite.
Yeah, 2 definitely was. I think 5 was the other one, and yeah, no, 6 doesn't count. But yeah, so it was good.
Yeah,
recommended to Saw Saw fans, but if you're not a Saw fan, this ain't gonna convert you.
No, it's not gonna. Yeah, you don't necessarily need to have watched any of the others to watch this one.
Not really, no.
But I'd say it helps. Just have a better understanding of what's going on.
Yeah. Well, part of the fun of this one was knowing what has come before and then using that knowledge to try and work out who might be the culprit this time.
By this point, you always know there's going to be a twist and there's going to be something you don't expect and all that kind of stuff.
With this film, it was more a process of elimination on who was the culprit, because you think, okay, it's not that guy because they really want me to think it's that guy. It's not this girl because they really want me to think it's this girl.
For me, the point where I knew it was someone on the inside was because of the blood under the fingernails. There's literally only one way that could have got there, because
either someone's
Jigsaw's dead, someone's got access to his blood samples.
They've either got his blood samples or someone's dug up his body, but even then the blood and that's not going to be good.
No.
Yeah, so...
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
so,
good movie, but I don't think it's the big revival for the series I was hoping for.
No, but I'm kind of glad it's not, in a way, because I don't want it to come back. I think, on a whole, they're very good films.
Mm.
I don't want it to keep going on and on and on.
But
personally,
if they wanted that, they shouldn't have killed him off in 3.
No, that hasn't stopped them doing over double.
No, that's what I mean, though. Like, I think... I don't think they expected it to go on as long as it did. It's just they kept making money, and the only reason they stopped was because 6 came out, and I think by that point people were a bit like, yeah. So 6 didn't make as much money, and then I think 7 was supposed to be a 2-parter, like Deathly Hallows. That was going to be a part 1 and part 2. That's why 7's so rushed, which is a shame, because I think if they double-parted that would have been a really good way to end it, but it was really rushed.
Yeah.
Because they were like, okay, this has run out of steam now, let's just finish it.
Yeah.
Which isn't the way they should have done it, but it's shocking how far they did go with it. Really.
Yes,
Killed off the villain in the 3rd one, and then...
Yeah.
No, I say villain, Jigsaw's actually kind of like a... He's too likeable to... I don't consider him the villain, he's too cool.
That's the thing with the Saw films, you're always kind of on Jigsaw's side, because... You know his mentality, not necessarily the way he goes about doing it.
Oh, but the way he goes about it is dead fucking wrong. But you can empathise with him.
Yeah,
I think.
Which is what makes Saw films so good, because you do empathise with
Yeah.
The villain. It makes you question it. But just wrap that up anyway.
Yeah. Good movie.
Yeah.
Not amazing.
Go and
Good.
watch. Yeah, go and watch it.
Perfectly adequate.
Yeah, although we have just told you most of it, if you are still here. But definitely go watch it because we've minced bits and left bits out.
Yeah, yeah.
Anyway, so yeah. Thanks for watching.
Yeah.
And we will see you in the next video.
Wicked.
See ya.
Alright. It's good enough, I suppose.
Yeah, it's not too much over 20 minutes.
Nah. It's about 25. Yeah.
I need to stop looking at that light.
I know.